Good evening. Tonight we're going to continue on in our Unit 4, Lesson 24. Add a mixed number to a mixed number. 3 and 1/6 plus 1 and 2/6. We can talk about this in unit form. We can say 3 1s and 1/6 plus 1 1 and 2/6. When we add that up, we're going to end up getting 3 plus 1 is 4 1s. And then when we add the numerator, we're going to get 3. And then the denominator never changes, so that stays as 6 because they are alike. So it becomes 4 1s and 3 6, written as unit form. All right, so here we have 2 3/4 plus 1 1/4. And we are going to add up. I'm going to look at this. We're going to look at our whole numbers. And our whole is a 3. And then, so we have 3 wholes. Now we're going to look at our fraction part in our mixed number. And we know that our denominator never changes because they are alike. And we just add the numerator. 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay, anytime we see that the numerator and the denominator both have the same number, we know that it's a whole. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 3 wholes plus our new whole, which is 4/4, add it up, and we're going to get 4 wholes. So 2 3/4 plus 1 1/4 is equal to 4 wholes. Next one, 4 7/10 plus 9/10. So we see here that we just have one whole, and this one does not have a whole. This is just a fraction. So this is the only mixed number that we're adding. So I'm just going to bring down my whole number, which is 4. The denominators are the same, so we keep that the same. And then we just add the numerator. 7 plus 9 is 16. Okay, now we got a problem because our mixed number has an improper fraction in it, or a fraction greater than 1. So what I need to do is I need to take this and pull out the whole. And the whole that I see in here would be 10/10. And what am I left with? 6/10. So we take this whole and we're going to add it to our other whole, which is 4. So we have 4 plus the 1 plus the 6/10. So 4 plus 1 is 5 wholes. And then we bring down our fraction, and our new mixed number to this problem is 5 6/10. But again, I always like to show you that you need to simplify, get into that habit. If you look at 6/10, 6/10 can be reduced, simplified. And what can we do? What factor does 6 and 10 have in common? The only one they have in common is a 2. So we're going to divide the top and the bottom by 2 to get to 3/5. So 6/10 and 3/5 are equivalent fractions. So now we're just going to add our whole, which is 5, and put our reduced fraction with it. So it's 5 3/5. So 5 6/10 is equivalent to 5 3/5. 4 7/10 plus 2 9/10. Well, let's look at our whole. We have 4 and we have a 2, and we're going to add them up and we're going to get 6 wholes. Our denominator doesn't change because they are alike, so we keep that the same. 7 plus 9 is 16. So we have a mixed number of 6 16/10. But we know that we can't leave this like that because it's improper and it's a fraction greater than 1. We need to pull out that whole, and that whole would be, again, just like the other problem, 10/10, and we're left with 6/10. So now we need to take this whole and add it with our 6. So we get 6 plus the 1 plus the 6/10. We get 7 wholes, and attach our new fraction, which is 6/10. So 7 6/10 is our new mixed answer to this problem. But again, just like I've been showing you, make sure you are reducing. 6/10 can be reduced by 2. So we're going to get a new mixed number, 7 and 3/5, just like before. 3 and 3/8 plus 2 and 6/8. Okay, again, let's add up our whole, which is a 5. The denominators stay the same because they are alike, so we have 8s. The numerator is 3 plus 6, which is 9. So 5 and 9/8 is our mixed number. Again, problem is 9/8 is improper, or a fraction greater than 1. So we need to pull out the whole in this. So the one whole we see would be 8/8. There's our whole. And we're left on this side 1/8, because you took 8/8 out. 9/8 minus 8/8 is 1/8. Okay, so now we need to take this whole and 8/8 and add it on to our other whole, which is 5. So 5 plus the 1 plus 1/8. So 5 plus 1 is 6. And attach it to our fraction, 1/8, what's left over. So our new mixed number to this problem is 6 and 1/8. Mr. Jones gathers 2 7/12 dozen eggs from his hens in one day. He gathers 3 and 9/12 dozen eggs the next day. How many eggs does he gather in the 2 days? Okay, so we know that we're going to be adding, because it's looking for how many eggs does he collect and gather in 2 days. So we need to add up what he had on that first day and then to this, and then add it to the second day. So here we go. We have 2 and 7/12 plus 3 and 9/12. Okay, so we take that the whole numbers, 2 and 3, and we get 5. The denominator doesn't change because they're the same, so we just place a 12. And then the numerator, 7 plus 9, is 16. So 5 and 16/12 is our mixed number to this problem. But, just like before, we cannot leave that because it is an improper fraction, or fraction greater than 1. So I'm going to take the 16/12 and pull out the whole, which would be 12/12. And we're left with 4/12. So I'm going to take this whole and I'm going to add it to our 5. So we have 5 plus the 1 plus the 4/12. And we get 5 plus 1 is 6. And then attach it with our fraction, 6 and 4/12. But does this fraction need to be reduced? Yes, it does. And we're going to divide the top and the bottom by the greatest common factor that 4 and 12 share, and that would be a 4. 4 can go into 4 once. 4 can go into 12 3 times. So our new mixed number is 6 and 1/3. Keep trying and never give up. Look at this cat. He stuck his whole head into that just so he can get to that milk. Now that is impressive. All right, let's see if you guys can keep trying on the next 2 problems and see how well you do. 3 and 5/10 plus 5 and 7/10 is equal to, and make sure I see your work tomorrow. I want to see your, if there's an improper fraction, that you make it into a new mixed number. And I also want to see you making sure that you are reducing your problems, simplifying. 2 and 7/12 plus 4 and 10/12. Again, you might have to redo it, rename the fraction into a new mixed number because you might have an improper fraction in there. And I want to see your answers simplified if they can be. I am really enjoying this. Keep going. I wonder if that's how you feel. You want to do more of these? Adding mixed numbers to another mixed number? Let's try practicing this again tomorrow. Have a good night.